This is going to be an exciting topic because I wanted to cover this story so many times, but so many things just kept happening. Every time I said I was going to cover the turkey leg hut, something else happened. Something else happened. Um, so for the people who are not familiar with the turkey leg hut, a couple in Houston, they just a regular couple. One young lady went to school. She was educated. She was the organizer. Like she was the business, the brains behind the business. And then one guy, you guys can look this up. But one guy, he was the hood dude, very popular. Everybody knew him. Everybody respected him. And they came together, power couple in Houston, black power couple in Houston. They created the turkey leg hut. Now she did a cover story with Essence, blaming him for the downfall. So we gonna go through this and break this down. So her name is Nakia Holmes. So
Shout out to Nakia. I bought my turkey on Thanksgiving from her. $250 for that turkey. That lady getting her coins.
okay,
Okay.
so Nakia went to a salon or whatever, met her husband there. Shortly after that, they started a business. They started the business at the Houston Rodeo. For people who don't know, the Houston Rodeo is a big deal in Texas. It
It
goes
is.
on for like a
A
month
month.
straight.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So for 28 days straight, they bought a vendor booth. They start selling turkey legs. Took off like wildfire. Shortly after that, incorporated LLC. Man, we're starting a business. We're going. They find a location in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
The location wasn't great. They're rookie entrepreneurs. They signed a bad deal, but they got a store. It's popping. In that 6 month time frame, I told y'all he was a hood star, neighborhood star. He goes to jail. He goes to jail for like fraud on the IRS, identity fraud, sometimes whatever. So he goes to the feds. He gets sentenced to like 4 to 5 years. This is in 2016. Okay. So in 2016, by the time he go to jail, the Turkey Leg Hut first location shuts down. Bad deal, bad marketing. They don't really know what they're doing. They just trying to get their feet wet, whatever. He's in jail. She opens up a second location. I told y'all she the brains behind it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The woman.
The woman. So
Yeah.
they came together. She quit her job by this time. She was a project manager at a litigation firm, according to her in the Essence magazine cover. So during this time, they pulled the capital together and opened up another location. This location starts to do pretty well just to stay afloat. They're making a name for themselves in the neighborhood. People like, oh, I thought y'all went out of business. Oh, no, we rebranded, got a new location. So by the time it starts to pick up, he gets out of jail.
Okay. Welcome home.
Welcome home. You know the welcome home. You in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody come support.
Yep.
He's a neighborhood celebrity superstar. Boom. Turkey Leg Huts takes off. It becomes a household name. I'm talking about Drake,
Yeah.
Bun B,
Mm-hmm.
all the Jay Prince, all the top people that's in Houston.
Line rap
You know
down
Drake
the
is
block.
Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, right? That's his whole thing. So Drake there, everybody's there, lying around the block. He's the man. So they doing this together. Here come the problems. Problem one.
Talk to me.
Problem one was there was a weird relationship with, and this is according to her, so it's always another side of the story, right?
Go on.
There was a weird relationship with the owner, who was the husband.
The husband.
Hold on, side note. He couldn't be on none of the LLC paperwork because he was a felon.
Right.
Liquor license, all these type of deals. Like he couldn't
So
sign.
shout out to her for putting all of that.
She
you know
put
what I mean,
everything in,
her
but he
name.
came in, brought all the capital,
Yeah.
promoting
Made
it,
it work
whatever.
together.
So she's paying him as an employee of the business. Okay. But they're married. So what's hers is his, what his her, whatever. They get some investors. Guy give them $30,000 to start everything, open up. Okay, everything's going great. There was a weird relationship going on with the husband and the accountant. I don't know if the accountant was a girl or a guy. I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It doesn't confirm that. But she basically says there was a weird relationship going on there. And for some odd reason, some money started getting shifted in different ways. And they owed one of their food vendors like 300 $400,000.
Oh wow.
Cause you know, as with food, it's small margins. You got to buy the turkeys, you got to buy the chicken, you got to buy the bread, you got to buy
Every
this.
day it expires.
Exactly. So and they got 30-day net terms. So what happened is when the money got funny, if I'm doing $100,000 in business with you each month and you bring me 80 one month, we're gonna keep doing business. I'm just like, okay, you got to figure that out, but we're gonna
Exactly.
keep doing business. I'm not about to lose my multi-million-dollar contract over $20,000.
But as it goes on, recipe for disaster.
20,000 turn into 50, 50 turn into 100. You know, they get into it. 100 turns into 300,000. Lawsuit comes. Okay, we're gonna figure it out. Lawsuits. Most people settle lawsuits. They settle it. Now they got like a $40,000, $50,000 a month installment on top of what they already doing. Now the husband, he's the reason that they got this funny money going on, according to Nakia. We only have her perspective.
Right.
She said he gets on the phone after they established the settlement and they owe $400,000 and cuss the supplier the fuck out. So they cuss him out. They get into it. So the supplier, that ruins that relationship or whatever. So now we got a lawsuit going on there. They start litigating that. Okay. By the time the turkey leg hut is growing. All of this under the table. People don't know. It was some alleged, I don't know.
Yeah, like a little while ago, there was some rumors.
There were some rumors and alleged of some infidelity in the relationship.
Who was cheating, the husband or the wife?
They say the husband. Now,
Okay.
now, if you know anything about Texas, it's 100 degrees every day. Like
Right.
it's very hot.
Houston in particular.
Houston.
Yeah.
It's very hot, very humid. Sun's always beaming. It started trending on social media that they implemented a dress code.
I remember
because
that.
women was coming in, ass, titty, everything, cleavage, everything showing out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the
they
Houston
implement,
outfits were Houstoning.
yes, and then they was twerking.
That was the vibe.
That was the vibe. They had liquor. It might be a hookah somewhere. I don't know if hookah was popping then, but you know the vibes. And one thing led to another. Allegedly, somebody slipped to the bathroom and did something. I don't know if this was really happening.
Oh, wow.
And somebody got caught in actions.
Oh, wow.
So that's what led to the dress code, and it was marketed as the husband is saying, y'all got to have a dress code, because if the wife said it look like she's a bitter, you just don't want no fine women around your man, whatever. This is all alleged.
Yeah, she should have just left.
This is all. Can you really? Okay. Can you really leave? You got your whole life wrapped up in the middle of them. She could have left then. She didn't. She stuck beside them. They still growing the business.
Okay.
Okay. Remember that investor I told you about for $30,000?
Yeah, the 300,000.
No.
The investor.
The investor gave them
Got it.
$30,000.
Okay.
The investor wants out.
So they want their money back.
They want their money back. There was some funny stuff going on with the accounting, and they tried to value the business to where they can pay him out cheaply. He didn't go for it. He files a lawsuit. So it's the second lawsuit going on. He files a lawsuit against
He
them.
wants to see the paperwork now. He wants to see
everything. He wins an arbitration of $900,000. $800,000 for his equity. $100,000 for lawyer
Legal?
fees.
Yeah.
So that's $900,000. But that wasn't the only investor. There were other people that were invested.
So now here they come, right?
Now let me look this up real quick. But there was some gospel artists. There were some gospel. Can you look that up for me? Gospel artists that sued the Turkey Leg Hut owners.
Okay.
There were known gospel artists. They invested in it too. So they like, hold on, he getting paid out $900,000. What our equity worth? My equity might be worth a little more, or it might be worth less.
So now they're ready to cash out because
now
they
they're ready
probably
to
see
cash
the
out.
problems coming, and they're like, "Let me get my money now."
They see the problems. They see all of this going on. Now, mind you, again, everything that's alleged in this is the husband's fault.
Oh, James Fortune. Oh, wow.
You know who that is?
Yeah, he's a big gospel star, big time.
James Fortune and his wife, they invested, so now they're suing. So that's 3 lawsuits. We got
300,000 they invested.
Wow. So they want more
Gospel's
than
paying good. Okay.
Yeah, they want more than 900 if they invested 300. Okay. So that's lawsuit number 3. Now here's where the everything's been blamed on the husband at this point. Here's where the
Kind of
wife
sounds like he's the problem, though. Allegedly.
allegedly, but here's my problem. If you're the owner, he's the employee. Why are you letting this employee run your
Well,
business?
because he's an owner as well. But you know how it goes when you have a record and
So
all
do
of
you
that.
not have any accountability for allowing him to ruin your business or ruin the business?
I think she was the face of it in terms of the legal face of it. Like you said, he was the local hood star and knew people. He brought the foot traffic
Right.
to the business. So
Right.
I'm sure that on a local community level, he may have been the face of it. But on a more national level, she's the face of it.
Right.
She's the one that has her name on all of the documents, legal paperwork. She's the business owner. So when these lawsuits are coming, they're really coming towards her. I mean, that's her husband. So inadvertently, he's in it too,
Yeah.
but it's difficult when all these people are suing you, right? They're suing you and your husband, but your husband is a cause of it. It's like
Right.
he's the ops, but he's still your husband and your business partner. How do you deal with that? That must be really difficult.
Right. So one thing that I did notice, and I know this is for fact because I talked to the young lady who sued. So sh the Nakia is the owner, the face, the legal face of everything. Nakia Holmes. She had like a mentee, a girl that worked there for her, and she like mentored her own business and all of this. The girl go out and start her own business and making like money. She got like a clothing brand, killing the game, right? And they became friends. It was a mentee mentor situation. Then they became real good friends. She called and asked the girl because she was in legal troubles or whatever. She calls and asks the girl for $75,000. She's never asked for any type of money. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna give it right back. I'm gonna do this, whatever." She never gave the girl money back.
Ugh,
So she scammed her friend out of $75,000 in order to float the business, pay legal fees, do this, do that, whatever, right?
terrible.
Terrible. That was terrible. That's the only thing that I have that's quote unquote on her. So she was getting sued personally for that.
Yeah, so that's terrible. I mean, I'm sure at that point she was robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Right, because at this
It doesn't make it right, but that's how the snowball starts snowballing.
point they're going through a divorce. But you know, divorces take time. It's not like I file the paperwork tomorrow and then we're all set. Like we got millions of dollars
Oh,
going
I
through.
mean, it's
through
going
all
to
of
take
this.
even longer because of all of that.
Yeah, and I believe they just finalized their divorce now.
Wow.
So now she fires her ex-husband.
Mhm.
He's out of the picture. She fires him.
Because now she has a whole new business. Because where I got the turkey for Thanksgiving was called the Oyster Hut.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I'm jumping too far ahead.
You jumping too far.
Okay.
You gonna be mad too. You gonna be mad. Okay. She fires him. When she fire him, she go and say, "I'm firing him, and we also getting divorced." So everybody like, "Oh my God, whatever." Now under her leadership, allegedly, all the employees not getting paid. You know they behind on bills. They got
course.
3-4 lawsuits going on. She just ripped her friend off for $75,000. You know all of this is going on. He goes because he's the neighborhood celebrity, and then he in the hood, so he can do no wrong to hood people, and like they never gonna cancel him. They gonna always blame her, right? He set up the Oyster Hut. That's his business.
So what she was doing there? Because I got the turkey from her. Oh.
She might work for him now. I don't know. This is all alleged.
And if that's the case, then I
The
guess
oyster-
they got the last laugh. Then if that's the case,
But they supposed to be going through a divorce though. So I don't know
okay,
if
I
that's
thought the Oyster Hut was hers, but now you're telling me it's his.
no.
So.
Let me pull it up on Instagram. The oyster, yeah, that is his business.
And it's in the same spot. No,
He set it
No,
up-
it's actually not in the same spot. Because Turkey Leg Hut was across from what's it called, 5015 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
this his business. That's him right there.
Well, I'll be dang.
Yeah, this his company.
Okay.
He set this up. Now I'm not debating that she was there. I mean, that's his ex-wife. I mean, like, but yeah, this is his company. Like, he got all the celebrities and who's that? Steven Jackson. Like he set up a oyster hut literally across the street from the turkey leg hut.
Yeah.
So when all the people showed up and said like, "Hey, what's going on with the turkey leg hut? We just heard about this."
Right here.
He like, "Oh no, I ain't." He got fired. He like, "No, I ain't involved in that no more. We doing this oyster hut over here." So he's selling oysters. He got 80,000, 75,000 followers on Instagram. He popping best oysters in the South. Like he's rebranding. Like this his vibe. She
That's sad though, because they both brought something to the table that was equally important, and I hate that they just couldn't make it work.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest.
Because I'm not going to devalue what he brought to the table, even though she, you know,
I'm
was
gonna,
behind the paperwork. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. They did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and some of the stuff that they were talking about, I was like, "This ain't gonna end well."
ugh.
He was talking about. He talked about like he was like a car guy. Like that was his thing. This man talking about he got like 60 cars or like 50 cars. Like he collect cars, and like he be going to the chop shop, and you know he might bring an old Impala in and
So he's got some
get
expensive
15,
habits, hobbies.
expensive hobbies, and I'm just thinking like, how much money do you got to be making? Because in the restaurant industry, the margins are thin, but their margins probably was a lot thicker because they were selling expensive ass turkey legs and like
Yeah,
it
but
was
they're,
real.
they're probably living a
But
very expensive lifestyle as well.
and then it's one location, you know. So I'm just like, that sounds real expensive. 60 cars, like
You know how that goes, though. You get more money, you spend more money. Like, people don't look at it from the integrity standpoint of, like, let me live normal so that I can keep my payroll going.
right. So he set up the Oyster Hut. This is his company that he doing this thing. Now, what she's doing, based off of the Essence article, I mean, she didn't end saying like what's next for her. Like I don't really know. It really ended with like he's the reason the turkey leg hut dissolved. He's the reason.
She's doing PR control.
Correct.
Damage
He was the problem, but
because
if you
she's
gon-
going to need to get funding to do whatever she needs to do in the future, and she definitely doesn't want to make it seem like she's incapable.
and if he was the problem,
Then
that
why has he
mean-
got a new business already quickly?
well, but no, I'm saying if he was the reason that it failed, if you're gonna give him 100% of the blame, don't you got to give him 100% of the credit?
Typical woman, right?
But now he's doing his thing, so now everybody like, damn, who was the real motion?
Both of them.
It was definitely both of them, but
Because he got a business right now, but we don't know if that man's books is in shambles
Oh,
behind the
yeah,
scenes.
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we don't know.
so yeah, it was U.S. Foods that filed. That sued him for $1.2 million. They got sued for $900,000. The other company invested $300,000. So ain't no telling how much they suing them for. They probably suing them for 1.5, 2, $3 million.
You already know how that
Um,
goes. What did Jay-Z say? Nobody wins when the family feuds.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, and with the 75,000, she ripped her mentee off.
I hate that.
The mentee reached out to me and actually like, hey, can you post this up, expose this, that, and the third. So I was doing my due diligence, and she just was like, we got to just file a lawsuit because, I just need to get my money back.
At the end of the day, the bad press might make you feel better, but the lawsuit is what you have to do. So.
Yeah, you gotta file that legal lawsuit. So that's really the breakdown of everything that went on. I'm sure I missed out. I'm sure there's gonna be somebody in the comments saying, you missed out on this, you forgot this, but I wasn't there every day. But yeah, it was a lot of turmoil that just brought that company down. And so when you hear that, how can what's the where did they go wrong? Like, did she go wrong with even allowing him to have access to the books? Because I mean, he's an overpowering personality. Like,
Yeah, they should have just stayed in their lanes of what they did best. She stay in the lane of what she does best. He stay in the lane of what he does best, and then respect their marriage. Like, you can't start making money and then start cheating on your wife who you're in business with. Even allegedly. You can't even make it seem like
I'm
you might
gonna go
be.
with alleged because she could have been cheating on him too. We don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, he hasn't said that. So what we're
He hasn't
discussing.
said anything.
Yeah, what we're discussing is based on the information that's been put out there. So based on what's been put out there, it's never a good idea, man or woman, to cheat on your spouse who you're in business with. It's not good to cheat on your spouse or
Period,
make
yeah.
it seem like you're cheating, period. But especially when you have a business, like, really, what are you doing?
Yeah, and I just say, I mean, I'm saying a legend on all of that because
it's literally ridiculous.
I don't like.
I mean, it got to the point where they had to institute dress codes. So something was going on there that was not appropriate or making her, feel comfortable.
So you think she should have divorced him before all of that?
I think that there were signs that told her she probably didn't even need to go into business with him in the first place, if you ask me.
If he bringing the people,
I mean, what I'm saying is if the man was a cheater, then you don't need to be in business with him.
you don't know. I mean, you don't know if he was a cheater before he got the money. You know what I'm saying? Man, get a
It
few
sounds
dollars.
like he was already that dude, regardless of whether he had money in his pocket or not. It sounds like he already
That
had
don't mean you a
popularity.
cheater though.
No, it doesn't. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times people don't just up and cheat one day. There have been other red flags there that folks ignored prior to getting to that point. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know them folks.
So you saying once a cheater? I don't know because again, the cheating thing. I'm not gonna put that against him because she could have easily had some type of side dude that we don't know about. And this is her side of the story.
And if
she would never get in that story and say,
if she had a side dude and that contributed to the demise of the business, again, it speaks to what I'm saying, which is stop cheating on your spouses while you guys are in business together.
stop cheating on your spouse, period.
Period. But especially when you're in business together. What are you doing?
the
Marriage
ride.
is the business anyway in itself, right? But then when you're into like a multi-million-dollar business together, I just don't even know what to say.
The rise and fall of the turkey leg hut. I've been wanting to do a deep dive, deep. Like I want to do like a documentary on that because that was just it's like a Hollywood film. The crazy stuff that was going on. I think they could really do a documentary on that.
And they're not the only ones. You remember the steakhouse that was at Atlantic Station? Strip? It's called
yeah,
Strip.
yeah. It was
a husband and wife couple that owned that a restaurant and a whole bunch of other restaurants in Atlanta, and the same thing went down with them too. Cheating allegations, affairs, abuse,
money coming up funny,
all
lawsuits.
Of that. Uh-huh.
So they're done?
They've been done. Wow. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like spouses, married people, if you're going to go into business together, make sure that your marriage is solid before you do that.
I mean, even if your marriage is solid, man, it's just like
it's going to test it, but at least make sure it's solid first.
And then you never know how somebody's going to act when they got $1 million. Like how people act without, like you were saying, like the ego with men and all, like.
And with women too.
And with women too. Yeah,
men
yeah.
ain't the only ones that get an ego when they get some coins. Sure, women do too.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's a byproduct of it. It's just more fitting in society when it's the man because we're used to that.
Yeah.
When a woman gets some money and all of a sudden she starts feeling herself, we're like, whoa, relax. But when a man gets some money and feels himself, we're like, yeah, bro, that's what you're supposed to do. So that's all. It's just unfamiliar territory.